welcome to this episode of Doll Belly Knits. This is my vlog about knitting and crocheting and crafting with a highlight on reusing, recycling, and grabbing what you have on hand to make beautiful objects. My name is Annabelle and I'm your host of this show. You can also find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Doll Belly, and I have a group for this vlog on Ravelry. If you search the tabs in the Ravelry website and look for Doll Belly Knits, you'll find me and other viewers in the forums chatting it up. So it's been a little while since I've done a Doll Belly Knits video. I have produced some other videos about village life, about the village where I live, so if you're interested in them you can pop on over and take a look for those on the YouTube channel. But since it's been a while, I actually have quite a few things to show, so I'm really excited to share these things with you, and probably more excited to be done with some of these objects. First, I will start with works in progress. I don't have a lot of works in progress because I've been concentrating on Christmas knitting, but what I do have, you've seen and are probably tired of seeing it. Quite frankly, I think I'm tired of seeing it, but it is what it is. So the first thing is the wedding blanket. This, I have it here on the side. It's massive, it's humongous. It will fit over a queen size American queen, which is probably a British king size bed. And that's probably why it's taken me so long. I just went and looked in Ravelry to see when I had started this project, and I started it back in April. So that's quite a while. And I mean, I'm not exclusively working on it, and I am producing other objects in the meantime. So, but still, it's a big blanket, and it's a lot of stitches to put in. But yeah, I mean, it's a C2C blanket. I've been using all acrylics, just whatever I had in my stash, in my mom's stash. She sent me some in the mail. To make it all green. The recipient, that's his favorite color. So for those of you who don't know the story, so that would be a new viewer, so thanks for coming and checking me out. I hope you like what you see. If you do, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, tap the little bell, all those awesome YouTube things. This is a blanket that I've been making for my daughter's teacher, previous teacher now. He got married in August, and originally the plan was to try and give it to him before he actually got married. Again, I started the blanket in April. I'm not sure what made me think I would be done by July, especially a blanket of this size. So then it became, okay, let's give it to him for Christmas. Additionally, I've been trying to get all the children who I taught crochet to add stitches to the blanket, because he, as a teacher, was instrumental in helping me to get into the school and to be able to teach the crochet classes. So I thought that would be really cool. It's December 7th now. School lets out in like 1 or 2 weeks, so I don't think it's happening for Christmas. So the new strategy is that I'm going to give it to him by the end of the year, by July. So my daughter, who is his student, she was student of the year for year 6. So American people, year 6 is 5th grade. And most of the primary schools only go up to 5th grade. And then they switch over to what we call secondary school here, which would be like middle school in America, but it's middle school and high school jammed together. So in the UK, it's years 7 to they call it upper 6th, which would really be year 13, year 7, year 13, which is actually 6th grade to 12th grade in the States. So there are some schools in the States who are secondary schools like that. But anyway, she was student of the year, so they give them a like a little trophy, and they get to keep it for the entire year, and they have to return it by the end of the school year, and then they engrave their name on it and they give it to the child who is now student of the year for that year. So we will be returning to the school at the end of the year to return the trophy and probably see the little leavers ceremony that they have for the children who will be leaving primary and going into secondary. And it'll be coming up on his 1-year wedding anniversary. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to go with that. And that will give me the time that I need to continue to work on it, to be able to gather all the kids, to put the stitches in it. And you know, I think it still sends the nice message that I've been trying to send, that, you know, we appreciate him as a teacher. We appreciate the extracurricular activities that he helped to get going in the school. And, you know, he's just a nice guy. My kids are like, it's getting kind of creepy, Mom. Like, this is way too long out. But I don't think so. And even if it is, I'm okay with that. So that is work in progress number 1. Creaky, that chair. Work in progress number 2 is in my fabulous British Airways bag, is the fairy tale scarf that my daughter asked for her birthday. This was a custom design. She was, I don't know if she still does, but she had been watching some anime show on YouTube, and it's called Fairy Tale, and I'm sure there's magic and all other kinds of weirdness in it, but this is the logo for the show. So there you go. That's actually pretty good. I was able to design the logo by importing the image into a cross stitch pattern, and then basically every stitch that would be a cross stitch, and X is a knit stitch. Although in this case, I believe I did two in height. So however, this was like 50 across plus some, 50 across plus some edging. So I did the corresponding number of stitches for the width, but I did double rows because that would give me I knew by looking at it that I needed to do double rows because this is pretty thin. It's not wool, it's acrylic. It is a Stylecraft Special 4-ply, so I got this in white and gray and pink. It says it's 4-ply. I feel like it's really, really tiny, like fingering weight. And on top of that, I'm using a tiny, tiny needle. It's a 2.5 millimeter. Ciao goo. So this is taking me forever, obviously, but I got this done, and then all I have to do is this repetitive pattern over and over. And I want to have it long enough so you can do this and see the logo and wrap it around again. So I'm continuing to work on that. Now that Christmas knitting is over, I'll be able to pick it up a little bit more. It's still one of those things that at this point in time, it's kind of a slog. Additionally, because I didn't necessarily think about it, I guess, it's acrylic and it's all stockinette stitch. So as you can see, it was curling in on the end. So I'm gonna also have to add some kind of border to it so it'll lay flat, because I'm not gonna be able to block it or steam it. At least, I mean, like you can a little bit, but not to the extent that you could wool. So, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, I know that it's going to take me longer than I would like it to, and it's so fiddly and tiny. And then even when I'm done the scarf, I still have more that I have to do so that it'll be wearable. Still, I love you, honey. This is for you. This is, you know, you're so worth it. All the things moms are required to say. So that's work in progress number 2. Just looking at my notes. Yes, okay. Sorry, quick sip. Work in progress number 3 are the socks for my brother-in-law. I am just about done. So these two are, no, they're not. This is a wool. Let me see, I have it right here. It is called Walkaway Sock Yarn. It's by Hobby Lobby. I don't think they make it anymore. And it is, it doesn't say. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure that I looked it up online though, and it's like the usual 75-25. So 75% wool, 25% nylon. This colorway is called Take a Hike. It's not showing up very well. I'm really sorry about the lighting. If you take a look at my Village Life episode entitled Fog and Darkness and Seasonal Affective Disorder, you'll see why the lighting is so bad here. Obviously, if I continue to record, I'm going to have to invest in some kind of lights or something, because this is as bright as I can make it right now. Right, so these are done on 2 sets of circulars. These are 3.25 millimeters, which are still big for sock yarn, but it's smaller for me. I've been attempting to do new and different things in sock knitting for 2018, including trying different types of yarn and different size needles and different patterns. So this was a smaller needle for me, which was not challenging, but I can feel it's smaller. And then I did a afterthought heel. So wow, you really can't see. I can't even see where the line is. So the toes are in gray. Again, can't see. Wow. Toes are in gray. That is not Hobby Lobby. That is a different yarn. And I do this every episode. It's like I can't remember. Once I'm on screen, I can't remember what it is that I'm doing. And you would think I would write it down in my show notes, but I didn't. Yeah, okay, anyway, so different color toe, going to be an afterthought heel. I only have about 2 more inches of, I'm doing a twisted rib cuff, which is so pretty, but so long. But 2 more inches and I'll be done with that. I'm hoping to get that done and get that into a box real soon to send that off for Christmas. So I'm pretty happy with that. Again, doing different techniques has been interesting and fun for me, really making me think about how things are constructed. So I am learning stuff with that challenge that I gave to myself. I just hope that the socks fit. I was guessing as to what the size would be, and so we'll see what happens. If they don't fit, I can always make another pair. The last non-Christmas work in progress I have, although I guess my brother-in-law's socks ended up being for Christmas, is a pair of flip-flop socks that I plan on putting on the Etsy shop. If you haven't seen or checked it out yet, I have a family Etsy shop called Smith Family Heirlooms, where I put up articles not only by me but by the kids as well. So if you're so inclined, go ahead to Etsy and take a look at that. But you've seen flip-flop socks already from me, and so I have the one done. The flip-flop socks, because of the way that they're constructed, where you do the big toe and then like the little toe cap separately and then graft them together, I end up doing them one at a time, which is so not how I roll, since I suffer from second sock syndrome. However, with these flip-flop socks, it hasn't been a problem. I've been diving right into the second sock as soon as the first one's done. So this is my usual jam. This is the Premier brand wool-free self-striping sock yarn. And this colorway is called Fruit Stand. I think that's really cool. And I'm using 3.75 millimeter needles, two. I'm still using the 2 at a time to work it that way, even though I'm only doing 1 sock at a time. I also, for this one, did a twisted rib cuff. I just really am into that right now. So, and for some reason, I said this maybe last episode, I buy 2 skeins of the wool-free sock yarn. Each skein is 50 grams, so that's 100 grams. So you should get 1 pair of socks out of 100 grams. For some reason, I'm getting 2 pairs of socks out of this 100 grams. Now, the first 2 pairs of flip-flop socks I made them using leftovers from socks that I had made for my husband and or my mother, which are about the same foot size actually. Mom's got some toes there. So size 9 women, size 10 or 11 men. And then what I ended up making was a size 6 to 8 women's with a shorty cuff. So I was like, okay, maybe I can see how that happens. But this is leftovers from a pair of socks that I made for my sister, which I know I made to about a size 8 women's. So on the smaller side, but not too much smaller. And I'm getting an entire like 6-inch cuff going on here with the sock. So I don't know. I still don't understand. Math has never been my strong suit, but this seems to be defying some of the laws of physics and matter and time. I don't know. Anybody want to explain it to me? Feel free to put a comment below. Regardless, I am on sock number 2. I have started the cuff, so just got 6 inches. I got to graft up the little toes, and then they will be available for anybody who would like to have them on the Etsy shop. And they are kept in one of my fabulous cotton sheet sets. They're t-shirt sheet sets. Can you hear that? That's Frankie. I shut the door to the kitchen to try to record in peace, and she's actually whining at the door, which she normally doesn't do because she knows I don't like it. Hang on. You want to say hello? Feeling left out? There you go. Say hi. Okay. Right-to. Oh, well, now that I picked her up, I'm going to have to put her down. Because this is the part of the show where I talk about Christmas knitting. Yeah, Christmas knitting. It's so exciting. Tail's wagging. You can't see it. Okay, nuclear family, disappear. I'll call you when you can come back. I am done. I am done. I am done. Christmas knitting. Woo, woo. Yeah, so done. Although I didn't make anything for Frankie. I might have time to fit in a little sweater for you before the big day comes. Okay. Right. I'm going to show you everything for the nuclear family. Here you go. Sit over here. Okay. So, so exciting. First thing I'll show you, because it's on top of the bag, is the item that I was making for daughter number 1. And it is this pattern right here. And I used, oopsie, scrolled down too far. I used Vanna style yarn. It is acrylic, and I did that on purpose to make it easy to care for. And so far, I've been super happy with that particular yarn. That's a new yarn for me. I've never seen it or heard of it before. So I was giving it a go, and I'm really excited. I just can't wait. Can't wait to give this away. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. So awesome. So awesome. Yeah. Rocking it, right? So And this, I think this was my favorite part. Right here, the way that this was constructed, I really enjoyed doing that. Now, having said that, this is like the first time I've done something like this in knitting for sure. I had done a project like this in crochet years and years and years ago, and it was like way wrong in sizing and heavy and bulky and weird. So this has been a joy to knit, and I would do it again. However, I think I would like to do a different type of construction, one that doesn't have all of the, yeah, this was a pain. Not too bad though. So I'm interested to see how it's gonna look when it's on, because this is a little puckery here. I'm worried about this, but we'll see. So yeah, super excited, and I will insert a picture of it, you know, stationary, so you can get a better look. Okay, number two Christmas item for daughter number 2 is this pattern here, and you can see the theme that I got going on, which was just coincidence. I literally, you know, go through Ravelry, look through projects, see about things that might interest me, and, you know, things that I can do, and it just really ended up being coincidental. Okay, so here's this one, right? Okay, did it in favorite color, right? I am concerned about the sizing. I had read some of other I can't say that word, Ravelers, other knitters' notes on the project, and they did indicate that sizing was a little small, but she's slender and slim, so we'll see how that goes. Additionally, there's this here, right? And you can zip that up if you want, close it up some if you want, but I'm gonna have her try it on first and see if that's worth it or if she even wants it. So that's nice. Oh, and this is a I love this yarn chunky, so from Hobby Lobby. My sister ordered it for me, and it went to Germany, and then I picked it up and carried it back on the airplane. That was kind of really convoluted way of getting it, but I did, and thanks for the help in making Christmas knitting happen. Okay, number 3 for daughter number 3 is this pattern here. And again, so getting the theme here, right? Here it is, done. This is using an indie dyer, a hank of sock yarn that I picked up from an indie dyer at Knitting and Stitching Show several years ago. It's 25% nylon, 75% superwash merino, and it was the worst hanked up wool I'd ever encountered. I think a couple episodes ago I showed pictures. Definitely, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen pictures. I will insert the pictures again. It was just like really, really horrible. Unfortunately, I didn't have the tag. Well, no, the tag basically was just a description of what the content of the wool was. And I didn't have a card, and like, because I really would have like called that woman up and been like, hey, this is a problem. And as it is, I ended up cutting and balling up where I could. So there's like 3 joins in here somewhere on the inside. I think I did actually sew in all my ends on this one, so I can't find it, which is good. But yeah, that was a bit of a nightmare. And I still have like quite a bit of a, not as big, but I don't even know how much I have left. I guess I could throw it on the scale and weigh it and see how much there is, but I really wasn't planning on continuing trying to rescue it. But here it is. It's cute. I didn't block this either, which if I did, it probably would give it a little bit more, but I still think it'll be fine. And you can get this puppy around twice. Yeah, look at that. So, super pleased, super excited. I love giving out these things at Christmas. Last one. For my number one, okay, is this pattern here, which has significance for me and him. The name does anyway. And here it is. This is done in, oh, you can hear the refrigerator. That's, hang on. Shush. I don't know what that is either. Every once in a while, like, the refrigerator door starts shaking and vibrating. Poltergeist. Not poltergeist. Right. This is done in Chic Sheep by Marley Bird, which is a Red Heart brand. It is a merino, 100% merino. This also is a new product for me that I've not encountered before, and I was really happy with how this worked up as well. So try to give you it in its glory. Let me pull it up. There we go. So I should definitely be blocking things since my wonderful mother got me blocking mats for my birthday. It's just like, how do you block something and wait for it to dry while keeping it a surprise? Because it's in the same house that these people live in. And there really isn't a place that I can put it and be like, don't go in there. So, I don't know. I have to think about that. But it's a Stephen West pattern. So this is a vintage Stephen West, one of his older patterns. And last year I also made him a Stephen West product. And he really enjoyed that. So I think he can totally rock this. And it's be great. Look at that. Look at that. I love this here. The way it's in the center. And the construction of that. Yep. I'm doing, it's my best Stephen West impression. Yeah, so super excited. I'm very pleased with, I'm pleased with the outcome of the projects. There are a few things there's always a few things, you know, because you're your own worst critic. There's a couple of joins in daughter number one's project. I don't like the way I joined it, but I learned a lesson from it. There's the lesson. And then, you know, like sizing issues, but you don't know until it gets tried on if it's going to be an issue for reals. Especially if you're trying to keep it a secret. Like, you go up and you start measuring somebody's body, then they kind of have an idea what's happening. So yeah, but I'm also super excited to just be done. I started Christmas knitting in June, I believe. I might even have started in May. I definitely start by July, Christmas in July. But it's December 7th and I'm done. Like, I won't have the stress on me of being up the night before on Christmas Eve trying to make sure that stuff gets finished. So, yeah, really happy. And I know you guys are really sad that this is probably going to be the last installment of Christmas knitting on Doll Belly Knits. So, Nuclear family, you can come back to the device on which you are watching this show. Okay, I got a new segment. I don't know how I would classify this, but we all talk about whips or works in progress. We talked about finished objects, which I guess I don't have any. Well, all my Christmas knitting were finished objects, so there's that. Sometimes you'll hear people talk about hose or half finished objects, which, like my brother-in-law's socks are more than a hoe. But I'm going to give a little bit of a new spin / segment. I'm going to call it a FWIP. So it's a future work in progress. I'm just so excited to be done Christmas knitting that I can start thinking ahead of other things that I would like to knit. In addition to pulling out all the things in hibernation that got pushed off to the side. But I have two things in particular that I'm looking forward to casting on. Number one is Little Bobbins, Danny. Hey, Danny. Every Christmas Eve, she does a Christmas Eve cast on. And the past couple years, it's become, a phenomenon that everybody wants to join Danny in this venture. But I really like the way she explained it, that it's Christmas Eve, and every year they sit down, they play Scrabble, they have some cheese, glass of wine, and it's time that she gathers with her family, and while they're all sitting together, she casts on a new pair of socks. I am in it to win it this year, and I already have the wool. So if you remember from the episode that I did on Yarndale, I picked up a skein of sparkle sock from Rosie's Moments. She had me at, winter is coming. This definitely was an impulse purchase. And I think a lot of people feel that way about Rosie, that you kind of go into her shop and her stall, and there's just something that jumps out and grabs you, so you have to take it and pay for it. This is a skein. It is a 4-ply fingering weight. It is called Red Wedding. And it is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. This will be the first time that I'm working with stellina, so I'm excited to see how that works up. And it is really pretty. It is super pretty. Oh, it's coming undone. Hey, don't do that to me yet. I cannot have another fiasco. Get in there. Just because I keep smushing it, it keeps coming undone. Okay, so, and then of course there's the little stitch marker. You probably can't see it, but it does say winter is coming. So I'm really excited to work with this. So I'm going to use this wool, and I'm going to use this pattern. It is called Love Struck Hearts by Terry Knight. I saw Sheila from Three Sisters Knits. Hey, ladies. She did a version of this pattern for her box of socks. And when I saw her sock, I thought of this and I was like, yes, this is going to be perfect. So super excited, and I am going to attempt to cast it on on Christmas Eve for sure, because I'm free now. I'm free. I think the pattern does call for some needles that I don't have, because I've been trying new things in sock knitting for 2018, and the needle sizes keep going down and getting smaller and smaller. So I may have to purchase a pair, but that's okay, because I can go to my local yarn store and grab them. So yes, that's exciting. Christmas Eve knitting. So that's FWIP number 1, which is really hard to say. FWIP number 2 is this. This is the Betsy Jumper by Jane Ellison from Pearl and Jane. She has her shop in Skipton, is the next market town over. I picked this up when I went to her shop and did a little informal interview with her for local yarn shop day. That's episode 10 of Doll Belly Knits. You can check that out. You can see a little bit of Jane's shop if you're interested in stopping by and seeing her. She's really, really neat. So I saw this and I fell in love with this pattern because it's short sleeve. It's a short sleeve jumper. You really don't see very many short sleeve jumpers. And, you know, sometimes, well, for me, it's not that I get too hot. It's the fact that I'm doing dishes, I'm cooking, I'm doing something, and sleeves get in my way. And that's like, I'm always doing this. So then it's like you knit it, and then you're just smushing it up. It's like, it's extra time and wool that I don't need to invest because I really don't want it for general purposes. But, so I've had this for a little while, and I've been thinking, you can't, I'm sorry again about the lighting, but it's two-tones. So this is light gray. This picture shows it as light gray and then a dark gray on the bottom. I went to swap night with one of the knitting groups that I am a part of, and at swap night I ended up with this beautiful Scapies yarn in this blue color. So this is they're merino soft. It's 50% superwash merino, 25% acrylic, and 25% micro. I don't know what that means, but it's a really nice blue color. And I have enough to do for that to be the light top, light part of the top. So I needed a darker color for the bottom. And what I did was I got some more of the Vanna style. So this is navy blue, and then I don't know if they have a colorway. They don't, but as you can see, maybe see with the lighting here, the two different colors. So technically it should be washer friendly because it's superwash merino, and then this is acrylic. We'll see how that goes, but I'm super excited to cast that on as well because I have been hanging on to the pattern and been wanting to try it. And I just think that those two colors together are going to be beautiful. And I got half of the yarn from a swap night. How awesome is that? Oh, additionally, I ordered the Vanna style from Love Knitting. The website Love Knitting, is it? I don't know if it's loveknitting.com. Let me see. Hang on. Yes, it's loveknitting.com. So I ordered that from them, and it came the very next day. Even though I just ordered, I placed the order with regular shipping, it came the next day, and they threw in an additional pattern. This is a Debbie Bliss pattern. This isn't my jam. Like, yeah, I don't like short sleeves or 3/4 length sleeves. Don't do that. But I mean, that was nice, free pattern, and it came the next day, and I think it was reasonably priced as well. So if you're looking to order some stuff online, check them out. I've had good success with that. I think that might be the first time I ordered from them, but I'm not 100% certain. Still, it was a good experience. So no, I'm not endorsed by them. Wish I was. But okay, so those are, sorry, reaching in here. There we go. Those are my thwips. Not sure how long that particular segment is going to last in this show because it's pretty difficult to say. Last but not least on Doll Belly Knits is Magical Memories. It's the part of the show where I talk about something that recently happened, either something I did with family and friends, just something that was interesting, going out and about, and having some time to connect on a one-on-one basis. So my youngest daughter has been playing field hockey for her school, and she is playing hard. We have been very proud parents, of course, because we're her parents, but she plays really hard, and she is not afraid, pardon me, not afraid of the ball, not afraid to get in there, She's kind of scrappy, so she works hard, and we enjoy watching her play. So part of the play is going around to other schools when it's an away game. And we recently went to the town of Yarm. Yep. And it was shortly after Remembrance Day, which I don't know if I talked about it in an episode here, but Remembrance Day is like Veterans Day in the US, but they remember everyone, both veterans, surviving veterans, and deceased veterans here. Where in the US we split it up. We have a Veterans Day, and then we have Memorial Day. But what they do is they everybody wears poppies. They decorate with poppies. You know, the whole Flanders Field poppies thing from World War One, World War Two. So we drive into Yarm, and in the center roundabout circle on the way in, they had put up poppy displays. I was trying to take pictures as the car was moving. I'll insert them. But as you can see, that was a disaster. It was probably pretty funny looking watching me trying to take these pictures. But as you went further into the town, there was another center section that they had basically yarn bombed with poppies, and it was really I thought it was a touching display, and I liked it because of the fact that it was three-dimensional and flowy instead of just like, you know, pasting a poppy on the wall, which, I mean, that's beautiful too, because the whole point is to remember the soldiers who fought for us, and especially those who, you know, gave their life for the freedoms that we enjoy. So yeah, I have some pictures I will insert, and that was just like, it was a very pleasant surprise to add to what's already a pleasant day of supporting family members and doing things that they love. Yeah, so I would love to hear some of your guys' magical memories. I know there are plenty of parents out there who are doing the same thing that I'm doing, schlepping in and out on the weekend, watch your kids play sports, and you got to grab the little magical bits that you can while you're standing there in the rain, watching them run back and forth across the field. But that's it for me for this episode of Doll Belly Knits. Again, if you are a long-suffering viewer, thank you for continuing to come back and listen to what I have to say. Again, if you're a new viewer and you like what you've seen, go ahead and click like button, click the subscribe button, tap the little bell so you can be notified every time I put out a new video. So until then, I hope you get some good knitting in. I hope you stay happy and healthy and well, and I hope you get out there and you make some magical memories of your own. Until next time, see you later. Bye.